Good morning. This is Brother Mo coming to you with some quick tips on driving in the rain while it's wet out, even if it's not raining. You want to drive for circumstances, whatever they may be. First, if you do not feel safe driving in any type of weather, then you need to make the decision, stand on your own 2 feet. And there's a reason why I said this. Stand on your own 2 feet and you report that to your dispatcher or supervisor, because they are not the ones driving the truck. My supervisors and dispatchers are in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm all the way in Maryland. If it's wintertime out here and I say, hey, it's not safe out, the roads got too much ice on it, I'm not going. I don't feel safe going. They may say, well, we're looking on the news right now. And it don't matter. The roads are open. I need you to make this delivery. When I say stand on your own 2 feet, this is what I mean. You have to have enough personality, I ain't gonna say the other word, but I'm pretty sure you know where I'm going with that, to tell them no. It is your life. If you know for a fact that it's not safe to come out, especially if you have a load going to where it is I'm going, like Pennsylvania, where they shut down the 83, they have a huge pile up every single year. When it snows and I have a load going that way, you're not getting me to do it. Your money is not worth my life. It's not worth my life. We can get it there safely another time. They cancel loads and then reassign loads all the time. This will be another time they do it. So what if they losing money? That's what happens in business. But it's not so what if you lose your life, because you ain't coming back. So drive for your conditions. When it comes to snow and ice, I have some tips for that, but we're gonna wait until that part of the year gets here, because I would like to be able to show you what the difference is between a wet road and some black ice. There are some ways that you can identify that while you're driving. If you're driving and it had rained, it's no longer raining, but it's getting colder out, those puddles start to freeze over. And you see signs all the time, bridges freeze over first, okay? Or they're icy first, okay? And there's a reason for that. I'm not going to go directly into that science. Do I know that science? Yes. Why? Because I asked the questions and I paid attention in school. But the way that you can tell, because you may be up in the mountains. I know in some states it may be colder. The way that you can tell that ice is starting to freeze over, you look for what is called tire spray. Tire spray is the puddles that's on the ground. When another vehicle runs through it, the water splashes up. You get too close to another vehicle, your windshield gets wet coming from that water that's coming from up the back of the vehicle. Looks like a little fog coming behind each vehicle. I can turn the camera around and show you what tire spray is. That truck is going to have a lot of tire behind it. That's tire spray right behind it, that little mist. See that BMW right there? A little tire spray coming from off the ground. That's what you want to, when that water starts to freeze over and you no longer see tire spray, that is turning into ice. That is not safe for you to travel through. Okay, so getting back to wet conditions on the road, your load makes a difference. Okay, it may be safer to drive a little bit faster for others. Curves are very important. Okay, light loads, do not go out trying to do the speed limit. You drive for your conditions. Heavy loads, same thing. Drive for your conditions. If I know I can go 55 through this road, and the truck will be able to handle it because you have more weight on your drive axle that will put more pressure on the road, which creates more traction, then fine, I can do that. But you have to have some expertise on doing that. Quick story, I remember when I first started Warner Enterprise, that was my first trucking job. I was coming back light. I had an empty trailer and I was going through Pennsylvania. I went through a curve. I look in my mirror, trying to keep up with traffic, trying to keep up with other trucks who had loads, trying to keep up with them. My trailer started coming towards me in my mirror. It started crip walking. I got up off of that fuel. I did not hit the brakes. Do not hit the brakes. You get off of the fuel and you allow your trailer to get back up under you, okay? Luckily, nobody was beside me on either side, okay? Always leave yourself a way out. There are a lot of tips that you can learn out here on the road, but making sure that you have enough sense or road common sense to stay safe can help you save your own life. I'm telling you, I don't know how many times I've seen trucks roll over. I don't know how many times I've seen the aftermath of, you know, trucks going into curves too fast and end up jackknifing. Make sure that whenever you're getting off on your exits, especially if it has a deep hooking curve where you see the rollover signs and it tells you 35 miles per hour, go way under. Normally, I would take 5 miles per hour under this posted speed limit. If it says 35, I'm going 30. In wet conditions, I'm going about 25. I'm dropping it down to about 20 depending upon how deep that curve is. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are protecting your own life and you're driving for conditions as well as load. Your load can shift in the middle of a curve if you're not loaded correctly. Individuals who get a chance to see how their load is stacked or loaded up while it's being loaded, pay attention to that. Some of your loads out here is different. I've never done flatbed, but I know it's crucial. I do know your heaviest item needs to go on the front of the trailer. Reason for that being is because you need the heaviest load on your drive axle so that you can have that traction. If it's way back there in the back and you just so start to lose traction a little bit, your trailer is going to start swinging. The only way to correct that is to stop and regain control. You don't want to have to continuously do that because you have to drive for others out here. Sometimes you can't control what that trailer is going to do if you're on the way and getting into an accident, if you're not driving for conditions, you know. But if you do the correct thing out here, do things the right way, you will have a long life and under your license without an accident. You think these guys that are seasoned vets out here don't know these things? Sometimes you have to put your pride down and learn this stuff. That stuff can save your life. You could be in the mountains. I've been on plenty of mountains where you can't even see around the curve. You have to basically almost come to a stop, get in oncoming traffic, and then go slow, hoping nobody comes around you. Some of these places you go into like that. So just imagine if you don't have enough common sense or enough truck common sense to slow down and then take those precautions, and the next thing you know, you're over the hill and you can't come back from that. Hopefully you will survive. The high percentage of a chance of you surviving doesn't exist. Sad to say, you know. So some schools teach you stuff like that, some schools don't. But Brother Mo is here to bridge that gap. Again, if you got any questions, make sure that you like and subscribe, and you go ahead and email me directly. If I can create content, I'll create that content. If it's a question that can be asked or answered, if it's something that I haven't gone over, I'll make a video of it. Help me help you. Brother Mo out.